Welcome to the Journal. I'm Jack Critchley.
I'm Nicole, and we have lots of insightful health and wellness videos for you guys today. We're going to be taking a deep look into the mind, body, and soul to see if float therapy is actually an effective means of stress relief. We'll also head into the ring to see what box and flow is all about. Then we'll be reminded to follow our dreams with a personal trainer who doesn't make any excuses.
Afterwards, we'll talk about food, and sexist stigmas will be broken with the help of female bikini competitors. All this and more
Here on the Journal.
So I'm going to Float Valley. I'm pretty excited, but today was really stressful. I wonder if this will help relieve some of that stress. I'm gonna try this naked, but that's not appropriate.
Hey Nicole, you tried out float therapy, right?
Yes, I actually have, just because, school has been very stressful lately and so has work. I wanted to try something new and see if it would actually help me relax. Here's a taste of my first experience.
So I'm going to Float Valley. I'm pretty excited, but today was really stressful. I wonder if this will help relieve some of that stress. I'm gonna try this naked, but that's not appropriate.
Well, I think we're really connected these days. There's ads, there's the media, social media is a big one, and we're always on our phones, and that's just something that we've kind of become accustomed to, but before people didn't really do that, and I think there's a lot of peace of mind that comes from just not having any connection. So basically it's like a big bathtub. It's about 10 by 4 feet. So you can kind of stretch out in there. There's about 10 inches of water, and there's 800 pounds of Epsom salts infused in the water. So that's like the main thing, is the Epsom salts, which is also magnesium sulfate. It makes you float. Everyone floats on it. And everything in this room, the air and the water, is heated to the same temperature as your body. So after a couple minutes of kind of laying still in the water, you lose the feeling of floating in water. You feel like you're floating in midair. And so it's kind of like an anti-gravity environment. It helps people decompress. You feel like you're in space almost.
So we're gonna get ready to go into the ocean cabin now, and Alex is gonna tell me some stuff about prepping before I head into the tank. Well, I was a little nervous because I was thinking, am I gonna feel claustrophobic? It's gonna be completely dark. But now that I actually look in the tank, it's pretty wide and it seems like a very comfortable environment to be in.
Yeah, for sure. So what I want to do is to put in a pair of earplugs. So those would be either of these, you have the choice.
Okay.
We usually recommend the silicone because they're made for blocking out water.
All right, perfect.
Okay. So to use these ones, you just want to pull them out, separate them, roll them into little balls in your fingertips, and then insert them and just keep pushing until you have a nice tight seal covering your ears.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you have the earplugs into dry ears, you can just get into the shower. You can do a quick pre-float shower with the pre-float body wash. From the shower, you can get into the cabin.
Before I knew it, I was like dreaming but still awake, and it was really cool.
Overall, the experience was really awesome. Actually, right now I feel really relaxed. It's almost like the same feeling you'd have after taking like a hot bath or getting a massage. There were like little glimpses where I felt like, okay, like I'm disconnecting, out, and then like I'd get distracted, but I feel like if I were to do it again, yeah, for sure you can drift away. And I think it's also something that takes practice because you're alone, and that, just to mentally let go is not the easiest thing to do. I would definitely try it again, just, without the bathing suit, because you can feel the material on your body, and I can see that having nothing on you or around you can really impact that, because the slightest thing can kind of disturb you with it. But yeah, I loved it, and I will try this again.
Nicole, have you experienced any side effects since float therapy?
Yes, float therapy was absolutely amazing. I actually had some very vivid dreams after, and I just overall felt very relaxed. If you want to try float therapy, you can go to Float Valley and check them out at floatvalley.com.
Interesting. I know people who do the exact opposite to unwind. They bring mindfulness to a fight and reach equilibrium in mind, body, plus soul. They go to the box and flow.
My name is Jay Augustin, founder of Wall Street Fitness. I specialize in mobility and movement coaching. Box and Flow is a mix of technical boxing and a practice that we call flow. Our goal for the first 15 to 20 minutes of class is to get our entire class to get into movement sequences that they normally would not get into. Now the main focus is to master body weight eventually. So eventually you'll be able to get your increase in mobility, your flexibility, but also strengthen your joints and your muscles all at the same time. And then we enter the technical boxing aspect. For 40 full minutes, we are drilling offense techniques, defensive techniques, and even footwork drills. And between all of this, you're getting your conditioning workout just so you don't gas out in your other ones. Boxing means a lot to me. It gives me this sense of community, this sense of belonging. It also gives me the strength to power through any of my other workouts. And boxing training over time has just given me the confidence and built the confidence for me to just go through any of the struggles that I may go through day to day. Once I start boxing, I automatically stop thinking about everything that usually stresses me out day to day, and it's just me versus the bag or me versus the mitts, and I just drift into this realm where nothing else matters. I see myself in 5 years definitely running an empire, whether it be fitness or just anything in general. I've never seen myself working that 9 to 5 or having somebody else create my schedule for me. I grew up in that household where, you go to school for years and then you go get a nice job and then earn money and retire. A lot of my fulfillment comes from creating things, and I don't see myself being fulfilled if I do just that. I believe that our biggest contribution to the wellness industry will be to take a large population of the world and introduce them to the movement culture.
Flow through the fight and fight through the flow.
It's catchy. I kind of like it. Box plus Flow is for women who aren't afraid to get messy, plus men who aren't ashamed to flow.
Go to wallstreetfitness.com and click Box and Flow to join their class, and you can catch them on social media at Wall Street Fitness.
Nicole, I've always wanted to get into boxing. There's something so cool about learning how to punch, but I just don't have the time. I'm so busy with school and work.
Seems like you need to stop making excuses, Jack. Now let's check out trainer Daniel Tran to get you started.
Ever since I was 16 years old, so it was about 10 years ago, all I've ever wanted to do was open up my own gym, and that's still the case 10 years later. One more. Now I'm 25, and I'm a personal trainer and the assistant manager at Fortis Fitness. So even though I haven't reached my goal yet, I'm getting closer and closer every single day. I get to pretty much just do what I've always wanted to do. And all of that leads towards my big end goal, my big dream, opening my own gym one day. So it makes me really happy.
Daniel is genuinely a really nice guy. I mean, for instance, he's a very patient trainer.
So you're just putting in enough force to get it going. So if we have 150 on for the next set, you're just putting in 150 pounds of force.
He's very genuinely experienced in the sense that I think he's seen not only a lot of people over a long period of time while he's been working, seems like he's got a very large amount of people that he sees on a daily basis, just even coming in and out of the gym, because not only is he a trainer, he also works at a gym full time. That's a 24-hour gym.
We've got the indoor turf here with the strongman equipment, cardio area upstairs. Even though I am closer now, today, to accomplishing my dreams than I was 10 years ago, doesn't mean I'm content or comfortable or taking it easy. I'm still working hard every single day to get closer to my dreams. I'm not making excuses at all. And it's sort of the same attitude that my clients have. So you can take a look at my client, Sam. He was in a motorcycle accident back in 2017. He was in a wheelchair. He was in the hospital.
I have to wear the brace, because what the brace does is it keeps it so when I'm walking, when I lift my foot to go to step, my foot doesn't droop like that, so I don't trip.
Pretty much he just couldn't walk, and he was missing half of his leg. He was missing half of the muscle in it. Didn't stop him though from being physically active. The doctors told him that he had to start exercising. Even though Sam is in the situation he's in, he doesn't give up on his dreams. And if he's not giving up on being able to walk and fix his legs, I shouldn't be giving up on my goal or making any excuses for why I can't do what I want to do.
I actually went on a pretty big diet last year where I dropped probably 25 pounds and I kept most of my strength. And I just want to show my clients how you can do it safely and properly.
Had to diet down and cut down and lose that fat because clients do want to work with a trainer who does look like he works out, who is a bit leaner. And I'm sort of happy that happened because now I can show my clients like, hey, you can be heavier, you can be a little overweight, but if you put in a couple months of hard work, look at what you can accomplish. You shouldn't make any excuses with that.
I think the biggest thing for me is to just be happy. I get to see my friends every day essentially, make new friends, get to see new people, and just know how, or just ask people how their days are going, and being able to help people and sort of hopefully make them happy as well. I have a firm belief that if you have a goal or a dream or just something you want to do, and if you work hard at it, eventually something has to happen. It might not happen today or tomorrow or next month or even like a year or 2 years from now. But if you keep working at it, eventually something has to happen and something will happen. This is like me opening up my own gym, something I wanted to do 10 years ago. And even though I haven't opened it up yet, I'm closer now than I was 10 years ago. And hopefully 10 years from now, I'm even closer. I've already accomplished that.
I don't know about you guys, but now I just want to get into shape for this summer. I just wish I knew how to get started. Well, our next guest should be able to help us out with that. He just finished training a client at the gym from Fortis Fitness to talk with us. Please welcome Daniel Tran.
Hey, Daniel. Thank you for coming to our show.
Absolutely.
Could you tell us about how you started training people and what made you get into fitness to begin with?
So it sort of happened by accident. I never really wanted to, but within about like a week or so, I had a bunch of people asking me, and so I took them all on, and they referred me to their friends, and from that, it sort of blossomed into that.
That's very good. Do you sort of have any tips for anyone who wants to get started at the gym?
Yeah, absolutely. My big tip is just go in first. There's lots of free advice out there, good advice on YouTube, on the internet, but the most important thing is just to get started.
But someone like me, I'm a busy man. You know, I got school, I got work. How could someone like me, how could you manage your time and still have time to work out?
So big thing is you don't necessarily have to go to the gym to be physically active. You can do things at home. It's as simple as going for walks or going for like a bike ride or taking the stairs, things like that.
That sounds very wonderful. I shall be sure to incorporate that. If you want to see more of Daniel, you can check him out on his Instagram at Daniel Tran.
Oh.
Do the little breathing.
You know,
Go.
oh, you know, lifting weights just isn't for the boys. Now let's check out a bodybuilder and see what it's like for a female to be lifting in the bodybuilding world.
I've always been into fitness. My mom kind of got me into it when I was 14. She always went to the gym every day after work, so I kind of just started going with her. I didn't really know what I was doing for the first, I want to say like 4 years. I was kind of just like a cardio bunny, I guess, just buying different like programs, not knowing what I was doing. And then I kind of got into bodybuilding competitively and did my first competition last year in April. And I'm doing my 3rd show this coming June, so I'm a nationally qualified bikini competitor now. Basically seeing what your body can get to, like seeing how lean you can get is always like kind of cool because your body looks different for every competition. Like you're never gonna look the same for each one. Like there's lots of women who I think don't want to like lift weights or work out even just because they feel like muscles are manly. And like women think that muscles are manly because obviously a man gave them like the perception that if you have muscles, you look like a man. And honestly, I don't think that's true at all. To each their own. Like if you don't like the look of like women with muscles, like that's fine. That's your own like opinion, I guess. But yeah, like I've had lots of people tell me that I shouldn't be as muscular as I am, or people telling me that I look like a man and like I should stop lifting weights, and like people accusing me of being on steroids because I have muscles. Like no one really takes the time to understand the amount of work that you put in and like the amount of time you put in and effort that you put in. Like I was literally getting 2 hours of sleep every night because I would wake up at 5 in the morning and like go to the gym, then go to work, and then go to the gym afterwards and then prep. Like it's more than just like taking steroids and like working out like twice a week. When I did my first competition, like I thought that I needed to be shredded to love my body, but like once I was shredded, I still thought I looked terrible. And like even like for all of my competitions, like all of my preps, I always like tell my coach like I look so bad, I'm fat, like I look terrible, like I hate the way I look. And then like 2 months after my competition, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I actually look really good. Like why was I ever complaining? So it's definitely not like my idea of like beautiful. It's definitely not healthy to be that lean. It's not maintainable. But I just think like for the mental aspect of it, like being able to discipline yourself, like that's why I do it. I think everyone has their own idea of what's beautiful. I think just being like comfortable with your body wherever you're at, whether you're shredded or bigger, like it's just being comfortable with yourself. And like that's a long process, like being able to like make fitness a lifestyle when you're not competing or if you're not competing. So that's the hardest part of it. And like coming out of a show is really hard mentally. Like after my first show, like that destroyed me mentally because like seeing yourself gain weight so fast after you worked so hard to get that shredded, like it takes you like 12 weeks to get shredded and then like 2 weeks to like put on weight again, and that's like really hard mentally. But like honestly, I after a couple months I kind of got used to it, and like I enjoyed getting stronger and like seeing how much muscle I was putting on. So I'm really short too. Like I'm like 5 feet tall. Whenever like people see videos of me lifting, like they automatically assume that I'm taking drugs and enhancers because like usually a 5 foot tall bikini girl who's natural can't deadlift 350 pounds. I worked really hard to get to that, and it took me like years of like training. Maybe 2 years ago I couldn't even deadlift like 100 pounds. You know, like I don't even know how to explain it, but you honestly just have to like believe that like you can discipline yourself, the food will always be there no matter what. Like that's the way that I think about it now. Like obviously you're gonna crave a lot of stuff and like you're gonna want to eat whatever you want, and like I think that's why people like have such like people can't like once people start working out they can never really stick to it because like they just feel like they can never like go out or eat whatever they want again. And like you can have a balance in your life, and I think it's really important. When I'm prepping for competitions, no. I can still go out, I can still do things with my friends, like, and I do. Like, I can still go out and not eat, but it's hard and I can be cranky, but at the end of the day, I think it's really important that you do go out and like you don't like just like isolate yourself and shut yourself out from the world just because you're starving and you're grumpy. So I think I do have a pretty good balance now. Like I've done 2 preps for shows before, so like I kind of know what to expect now. Basically just finish what you started. Like if you're gonna tell yourself that you're gonna go to the gym tomorrow or next week, like stick to it. Don't tell yourself like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow or like I'll do it Friday. Like if you're tired and you're hungry, just get up and go. Like don't even think about it. What I was saying about like the deadlift thing, when I literally just turned my brain off and did it, like that's kind of the mentality you have to have. Like don't think about it. Like get off your butt.
Now I really want to start lifting.
But your nutrition is just as important. Having a good diet will help fuel your workouts so you're able to push yourself to the limit in the gym.
I know, but I can't cook.
We have Queen to help us with that.
I had really bad acne, and I know a lot of people would generally say, oh, well, it's, you know, beauty is only skin deep, but that really, really bothered me. Ultimately, I want a space for people to, I guess, think about themselves completely, genuinely, selfishly. You know, I want to translate Temple into like a kitchen and an urban farm, definitely for people to just come and just, yeah, get back to who they are and just completely forget about life and their jobs and, you know, the stresses that happen day to day. Just when they get into Temple, that really is about focusing on themselves, even if it's not necessarily dealing with a lot of the issues in life, but just them kind of being more introspective as they're doing their tasks. It was around February, around Valentine's Day. And it was emotional because just when I met my dad, I also lost my brother on my dad's side. So those were really, really tough times for me. And now today I just, you know, live, I guess, wholeheartedly and live my life to the fullest because of all those situations. So. Cooking has definitely been a therapeutic experience for me that not only allows me to forget about what I'm going through in life, but it also helps me to connect to other parts of me that I probably kind of keep dormant. My culture has kind of been amalgamated to a lot of different cultures, so I kind of just live and breathe it, but there's nothing that really focuses into that culture. So when I cook, I really kind of get into my Caribbean heritage and I really explore not just Barbados and Trinidad, which are the 2 islands that I'm from, but I explore Jamaica, I explore Cuba, I explore Bahamas, I explore St. Lucia, and that really allows me to kind of get back to who I am, which is a Caribbean woman.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry now.
Perfect. Queen is here with us to teach us how to make some delicious, nutritious protein shakes after a workout.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you, Queen. So what are we going to be making today?
A tropical mint smoothie.
So what do we have here for our ingredients?
So we have coconut water, we have kale, we have pineapple, banana, and mint.
I don't know how I feel about the kale. Like, I'm not a kale person, but why did you put this combination together?
It's a nice blend between like a Caribbean tropical infusion and then also throwing in the vegetables because a lot of us don't eat our vegetables all the time.
That's true.
So.
I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah.
All right, so should we get started?
Yes, we can. Alrighty, so we're gonna add in some kale, about like 2 leaves.
Awesome.
Then we're gonna add in half of a banana.
I love bananas.
I know, they're awesome. And it's great for any type of sweetness and it's not too strong.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna add in some mint, about half a cup.
Awesome.
Then we're gonna add in some pineapples. Okay. And then the coconut water.
So is this the one of your favorite smoothies, you would say?
Definitely. It's kind of like a mix between a pina colada and a mojito because of the mint.
Nice.
So
yeah,
if you're a fan of that,
I could see the mint adding
yeah.
a nice kick to it, for sure.
Okay, and I think that should be good. Alrighty, let's see. So by this time, you won't even really taste the kale because of the pineapple, banana, coconut water. Like I said, it's just a really good Alrighty.
All right, I'm pretty excited for this.
All right, let's give you the first try.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh my gosh, Queen, this is so good. I don't even taste the kale in it.
Exactly. See?
And the mint leaves add an amazing kick to the smoothie.
Yes, very fresh.
Awesome. So what other things do you enjoy cooking, Queen?
I'm very much a dinner person. I love cooking for a lot of people. And I love making lunches. Sandwiches actually have become a favorite thing of mine.
That's amazing. And then include the smoothies with your breakfast or after you work out, of course.
Definitely, definitely.
It's easy to make and it's such a good source of nutrition.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have left for today, ladies and gentlemen, on this episode of The Journal.
You can check us out on Centennial On Demand. Next week, tune in live, where age is nothing but just a number. All right. Thank you so much, Queen. That was great.
You pour me a cup, please.
I know you said you were hungry before, so I'll make you guys believers of kale, don't worry.
Right? Very good.
It's like
Thank you.
Caribbean, right?
Toast for the journal.
A toast for the journal. So what kind of smoothies do you make, Jack?